Hello, everyone. It's Angela. I am a manifestation coach with Create Your Future, and I am back today with a new video. I want to talk about manifesting being instant because manifestation is instant. It is occurring immediately as soon as we focus upon it and think about it. Now, there is a delay in what we see in the 3D very often, and that is simply because we have something within us that is blocking that, some story, some limiting belief that is holding it back and delaying the process. But your desire exists, it's there in the quantum, in your thoughts, in your imagination immediately. And when we get past those blocks, when we get past those limiting beliefs, we can see things show up so quickly in our 3D experience. So, what I want to share with you to start off with is my own pretty instant manifestation that I had show up recently. So, this is about my car. Somebody hit me last fall. It's been a couple months. And when I had a dented in front fender and it wasn't drivable, the steering just like wasn't working. And so I took my car into the auto body shop, and immediately they told me that there was a very long delay on parts for auto body repairs. Like a couple cars that were on the lot, this was like back in the fall, is before Christmas, had been there, I think 11 months at that point in time. Those cars are actually still there. So it's like over a year now that some people have been waiting to get parts to have their car repaired. So they told me that right off the bat. There is a really long delay on, being able to get parts to come in, but we're going to order your part, your fender. And in the meantime, we need to send your car to some other places to like get the steering worked on and all this other stuff. So I got into a rental car and I was very comfortable. I wasn't worried about my repair because I knew at some time it was going to get done. And in the meantime, I had transportation. So I was fine. And I didn't feel the need to manifest, the process speeding up. I wasn't worried about it because I had transportation. I had a very nice car to drive and I was comfortable. So it took a couple months to like get everything fixed as far as my car being drivable. And when my car was drivable, I had to turn the rental in and get back into my vehicle. It was safe to drive. They had replaced all sorts of different things that I don't even understand with the steering, but it was still dented. I still had the very ugly dented up front end on my car. So then I became uncomfortable. I was no longer happy with the situation. And that's when I decided, okay, I don't have to settle for this. I don't want to drive a car that's dented. I want my car fixed and looking nice. And it was for a few minutes, that story was playing in the back of my mind that there is a really long delay. That's right. Some cars now have been sitting on this lot, at the mechanic's place for like over a year now. And it was also with foreign cars, which I'm driving a foreign car. The parts are even more difficult to find for these foreign cars. So I thought about that for a few minutes. I was kind of starting to go down that little rabbit hole when I pulled myself in and remembered, but this is your reality. And in your reality, you get what you want when you want it because you're creating it all. So you don't have to believe into that story where everything is delayed. It does not have to be your experience. So I decided right then, when I became aware of my mental diet, that if there is only one part to fit the make and model of my car, only one part out there in the country, that's my part. That part belongs with my car. It's going to come into my town, into my mechanic, so that my car can get fixed. So I decided that, it was in the afternoon. I was out and about. I got home in the evening and I thought, I'm going to call the body shop where they're doing the work in the morning and just check in with them, just see what's going on and what they've heard. So I did that. I called the next morning. I spoke to the secretary, and she said, well, your mechanic that's working on your car isn't here, but let me put you on hold and just go see what I can find out for you. So she came back in a minute and said, well, guess what? Yesterday evening, right at closing, there was a shipment, a bunch of stuff that came in. I don't really know what it is, but there's a bunch of stuff that came in, and your file is out on the mechanic's desk, the one that's working on your car. So I think that's a really good sign for you. I'll have him call you tomorrow. And he did call the next day, and he confirmed all of this. He said, right at closing day before yesterday, we got some parts in, and your part came in, and I pulled your file, and I knew when I came back, I would call you, and so we're ready to go. And he said, I'm even going to get a hold of the rental company and make sure that we've got a car lined up for you so that we can get you in a car and get your car fixed and get it all taken care of. So listen, what I really want to point out is I decided one afternoon that I'm going to get this car fixed. The day that I had got my car back, I decided I'm getting it fixed. It's going to be repaired. And that evening, that's when the delivery came in, and my part was in that shipment. It was almost immediate. There was a little time span in there where it actually had to make its way to the mechanic that was going to do the body work, but it happened so quickly. And, also I had favor. I got immediately into a rental car the second time around. The first time it took like maybe a week before I got the rental car, but no big deal. It's fine. But I always affirm, I have favor. They took care of that for me at the body shop. They're like, oh, we're going to make sure you've got a rental car. As soon as you get your car in, you're going to have something to drive for this next week, however long it takes us to get done, which was really fast. It was about a week. And I have my car back. It's all fixed. It's drivable. The dent is gone. And I know there are some poor cars still sitting there that have been there for over a year, but it's not my car, because not in my reality. I get things that I want in my reality. And this is for all of us. This is for you. And so this applies, this instant believing, instant manifesting applies for every single situation. So if it's, about a specific person, if it's about income, if it's about your finances, if it's about a friendship or your job or your boss, this can apply, believing in instant manifesting can apply for everything. And the way that you can get things to show up a lot faster or almost immediately, almost instantly, like I did with this car, is to get past your resistance. And what I see, even looking at my own life and in working with clients, resistance is there's usually about three things that I see coming up. Number one is there's some doubt in this process. Believing in law of assumption, believing that it works, it always works, and that you can have it work for you in whatever way that you want. And, the way to work on that piece to get your faith in alignment is to affirm, create those intentions that I see evidence of my thoughts pushing out. I see evidence of my desires showing up for me easily, effortlessly. I know that I'm the God of my reality. I know that I'm creating it all. I know I'm the only one creating in my experience. Affirm those things, remind yourself of those things, create your little mini list of things that you're not emotionally attached to, like getting that free cup of coffee, getting a text from an old friend, seeing a purple balloon, just kind of whimsical things that are going to increase your faith when you see them show up for you. So work on your belief in the process, get over any doubts maybe that you might have about your thoughts creating, law of assumption working for you. That's one tip I have. Another thing is a lot of people are afraid. They're afraid of, What if I don't get my desire? What if the thing I'm scared of happens? What if, this? What if that? So that's kind of dwelling in that place of fear. And part of that is doubting the process, but it's also a little bit of a self-concept issue. Believing that you're worthy, believing that you're the best choice, believing that, you always get what you want, believing that you always have favor. You need to create affirmations to build up your self-confidence, build up, your faith in you. Build up the faith in you being the one that deserves exactly what you want. So you can create affirmations, you can create a visual scene in your mind where you see yourself getting what you want, but work on believing and feeling confident and telling yourself, I am confident. I feel the opposite of afraid. I feel brave. I feel fearless. I feel strong in who I am. Work on, building that strength within you and getting past fear. And then the third thing that shows up a lot for us is the old story. Sometimes we just continually go back to that old story. We ruminate on the past. We ruminate on what's happened. We ruminate on the fact that I'm never chosen. I always get hurt. I always get rejected. And we kind of just let ourselves get pulled back into that. And it's not that that story is powerful. It's a habit. It's simply a habit of thinking that way. And you can break that habit. You can break it by staying aware. It doesn't mean, just because you go back to it that you're stuck there. When you become aware, you might go back to it, but then you stop and say, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to think like that because I'm not going to experience this again. This is my new story. And you redirect it into that new thing. I am chosen. I do get what I want. I always get what I want. I always have favor. I'm on the pedestal. Whatever, you create the new story and you stick to that as best as you can. So guys, I hope all of this is really helpful for you. I want you to know that, manifesting can come in so quick. And when you kind of break down what's going on as you're manifesting, think about what you're thinking about. Remind yourself you're creating it right now in this minute, and it can show up immediately when you line up with, the belief, the confidence in yourself, and that new story that you want. And just double down on it. Get really strong in your mental diet. Focus on it. You can see things shift overnight sometimes, immediately. So that's what I want for you to believe in, focus on, and get your mind, set up to believe. It can happen. It can happen at any moment in any time. I can get my desire. So I hope this really helped you and motivated you and has just increased your faith. If you would like help with manifesting, if you'd like help creating some new beliefs, if you want just that encouragement, sign up for some coaching. The links are down below. I would love to work with you. I've had some clients get really fast movement here lately, things showing up for them, things shifting really quickly. So if you want to work with me, look down in our description box for the links. And I also have a really great course. It's called Awaken to I Am. And this is that piece that helps you increase your belief. The course is all about recognizing that power and that I am state within. So if you're interested in that, also look down below for the links for that. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your really kind comments. And if you've had, a manifestation that showed up really quick, really instantly, leave a comment, tell us about it, because it's very encouraging for other people to read those things. And, they notice if somebody else can do it, then I know that I can do it too. So leave a comment and encourage us with your comment. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in our next video. Bye.